Now, why are you actually here?
Yes, sir. I am here because as a professional magician, about 12 years ago, I created one very specific trick that made it into my show that I perform for larger groups of people. And that trick, after a couple of years of honing it and perfecting it, I decided to publish.
So you sell the tricks?
Yes, in fact.
So would you say that you turn tricks for a living?
You would say that, yes.
You do say that?
You could say that.
Well, do you say that?
I would not say that.
I wouldn't say it either.
But it could be said.
But I wouldn't say that.
Fair enough.
So you created this trick.
Yes.
You sold it on the street corner. How does this involve the defendant?
I hired Mr. Brown. I had a client for a holiday show, and they wanted more than one magician on the show. And so I hired Mr. Brown because I had seen his performances before. I knew he was an excellent magician. And when we performed the show, he went first, and he performed the trick that I sell.
So you sold him the trick.
Yes.
Fair and square.
Yes.
You hire him to be in this show, correct?
Yes.
Do I have this?
You're correct.
And then he performs the trick that you sold him.
Yes.
So what did he do wrong?
There's an unwritten rule in the magic community that if several magicians are performing on the same show, if you have the creator of the trick on the show and then you have someone else on the show who has purchased the trick, the general practice is that the person who purchased the trick will defer to the person who created the trick because that person wouldn't have said trick without the creator's.
This is an unwritten rule.
Yeah, I would say it's commonly practiced, but it's not published anywhere.
Was Mr. Brown aware of it?
Apparently not.
What are you suing Mr. Brown for?
I would like to recoup the $1,000 that I spent on hiring a videographer to come and video the performance.
Why couldn't the videographer just record the other stuff you were performing?
Well, the videographer did record the show. However, the specific reason for it was to get a video for highlight reel of this specific trick.
Doesn't every magician know how to do every trick?
No,
Because
sir.
every trick is really just sleight of hand.
Not completely.
Right?
Not exactly.
Yeah, but
I'd
say so.
Fair enough. You could say that.
Would I be right to say that?
That every trick is sleight of hand? No, sir, because some tricks are based on psychology. Some tricks are
Then
based.
why would I say that if it's not true? You just said I could say that.
Oh, I thought you did say that. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Well, I did say that, but should I say that?
I wouldn't say that. It would be inaccurate.
Well, I don't want to say that if it's not true.
Don't say it.
I'll say what I want.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brown, what do you have to say?
Yeah, so I'm also a professional magician. I've been doing magic almost 10 years, so a little less than Mr. Michael.
You are younger.
I am, yes.
Although you are bolder, you are younger.
Very, very.
Hair loss is not a joke. Doing magic full time, how does that work?
Companies will hire me to come in and perform mingling magic with different groups.
Mingling magic?
Mingling magic. So I will go and walk from group to group, and the gross word is mingle with them. But I would interact with them.
What is that?
It's the only magic trick I know.
Oh, it's when you're separated.
Like my thumb's going.
Yeah, I've done that. My 4-year-old loves that one.
That's a good one. Unfortunately, I used to do it with my ring finger until I got it back, but I don't do it as much anymore.
That was not as good as
It was not as good for the back of the audience, but if they wanted to see the pinky, I could take my pinky off and put it back on.
That was pretty good. That's a better version.
That was sick.
Do that one more time.
Or take my pinky off and put it back on.
Pretty good.
2.5 years.
It took you 2.5 years to perfect that?
Almost.
I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm not as impressed anymore. Before we proceed with today's cases, I'd like to discuss something that benefits us all, regardless of our legal standings or personal differences, our health. In this fast-paced world, maintaining a balanced diet rich in fruits and vegetables can be challenging. Many of us, including those present here, guilty or not, might find it difficult to consume the necessary nutrients daily. That's why I love Balance of Nature. Balance of Nature uses an advanced cold vacuum process that encapsulates fruits and vegetables into whole food supplements without sacrificing their natural antioxidants. Their capsules are completely void of additives, fillers, extracts, synthetics, pesticides, and added sugar, which are all things I would never allow in this courtroom. The only thing in Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie capsules are fruits and veggies. Imagine trying to eat 31 different fruits and vegetables every day. It sounds miserable and time-consuming. With Balance of Nature, there's never been an easier way to ensure you get your daily dose of fruits and vegetables. As your favorite judge, I'm ordering you right now to go to balanceofnature.com and use promo code Walsh to get 35% off your first set of fruits and veggies and an additional $10 off every additional set you buy. That's balanceofnature.com, promo code Walsh. So you decide to purchase this trick.
Yes.
What made you decide to purchase it?
I had met him when I first moved here. I reached out to multiple magicians to get coffee. I enjoyed our conversation, and so I wanted to support his magic, and so I found his version of this trick online, and I purchased a download where I then learned the routine, and instead of performing it how he performs it, I changed it to be a different trick that uses the same props.
You bought the trick. You changed it.
Yes.
Do you confirm that he changed it?
Yes.
Did you change it to an entirely different trick?
Different trick with a different premise and ending. It simply uses the same props.
Did you know about this unwritten rule?
I would not say I was super familiar with it. Honestly, my mindset going into it was, wow, you've taken my trick and I'm proud of what you've done.
Wait. You weren't super familiar with it?
I was not, no.
Well, you were either familiar with it or you weren't.
In the fact that, looking back, I probably should have known it, but I wasn't.
But
super.
at the time, no.
Yeah, at the time,
I didn't
was
say
not.
super.
I was not thinking because he invented
But
it.
were you aware that this unwritten rule exists? Yes or no?
I would say no at the time.
You would say no at the time.
Yeah, but now I know it.
You performed the trick, and then what happened after with the plaintiff?
He expressed his disappointment in the fact that I performed the trick, which then left him unable to perform it. And that is when I learned, oh, that makes sense.
Are you both able to exhibit the trick?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Michaels, I'll give you the chance to go first this time around.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
let's see this magic trick.
Outstanding. I have, again, most of the things that I do utilize a deck of cards. So what I will do is I will give these cards a little bit of a mix. I will shuffle like so. And if you will say stop, as I run my thumb down the edge of the cards, I will hand you the card where you say stop, and you can hand it to the judge.
Stop.
Perfect. There you are. Your Honor, do you recognize this?
I don't.
Yeah, this is the monster from Stranger Things. Rah.
I've never seen that show.
This is an object known as a cootie catcher, which I always thought was a funny name because the last thing I wanted to catch when I was a kid was, yeah, exactly. I got vaccinated. Circle, circle, dot, dot. Now I've got my cootie shot. Anyway, let's do it. So there's a series of numbers here, sir, and if you would pick your favorite, we will, in fact, go with that. 6, 7, 8, or 9?
8. No, 7.
7, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are some colors on the inside flap. There's the color green, white, black, and red, and whatever color you choose next will tell me something about your personality. Green, white, black, or red?
Black.
Black. Very good. All right, so B-L-A-C-K. Season of the year, winter, fall, summer, or spring?
Winter.
All right. Let's see what it says underneath winter. It says, your card is a number card. Yeah. What is interesting is there's an arrow pointing at the other flap, which tells me that underneath the other flap it says your card is a black card. Interestingly enough, if we have two arrows pointing right there in the center of the, which makes me wonder if that happens to mean, it does happen to mean anything. Your Honor, does this look familiar to you, the 2 of spades written on the back?
That's the card.
Of the cootie catcher?
There's no clapping in the courtroom. Okay, there's that trick. Mr. Brown, let's see your variation on it.
Yeah, well.
Everyone in this room should say, I've never seen a trick like that before in my life.
So I have a notebook and I wrote down about 40 or 50 different foods, different varieties. I've got entrees, appetizers, sides, desserts, lots of different items. If I may, enter this to the judge. Once you get it inside or on your hand, hold it in your left hand so it's flat, and then crack the book in the middle wherever you want, and remember that food. Don't say it out loud, but remember that food. Now, here's a question. If you were super hungry, what's the most amount of this item that you would eat? Would it be 2, 3, 4, or 5?
I wouldn't eat any of it.
If you were on an island and had no other food aside from this item, how many would you have? 2, 3, 4, or 5?
2.
2. So that would be 1, 2. Now this food, would
Let's
you...
keep holding it like this, or can I put it down?
I'm sorry? Oh, no, yeah, you can throw it down if you want. You can get rid of it. This food that you're thinking of, would you consider it salty, spicy, sweet, or bland?
Would you say banana is sweet or bland?
It's like bland.
Is it bland? It's sweet.
Sweet to me.
What?
The sweet's like,
Why did I ask?
Sweet's like a
Sweet.
Pop-Tart.
Sweet. S-W-E-E-T. The final question, again, to learn something hopefully about the random food you're thinking of. Would you consider it an appetizer, an entree, a dessert, or a side?
Maybe a side.
What restaurant do you go to that serves that as a side?
What restaurant you go to that serves them as a dessert?
It might be part of a dessert.
That's a good point.
Dessert.
Desserts. Here, under desserts, it says, your food is yummy.
No, it's not.
To some, it could be. But however, it has an arrow, so maybe there's something we can learn more about this food you're thinking of. And it says, your food is edible.
Well, as opposed to what?
Again, come on, these people say you have a happy life, you have a sad life. I can't get more specific than this. However, you're thinking of a food, yes? For the first time, what is the food you're thinking of?
Banana.
And somehow, some way, predicted a banana. And then I move on to a routine with bananas.
Are we not going to